Nigeria, with its vibrant culture, vast array of land, and natural resources, has over the past 6 decades held its position as Africa's largest economy. The nation moved from the era of total dependence on agriculture in the 50s, having been the largest producer of palm oil, groundnut, cotton, and cocoa globally, to the discovery of crude oil in 1956. This discovery progressively led to the neglect of the agricultural sector, which made Nigeria fall in the global market rankings, for which it was taking the lead. A cursory analysis of some of the indices that led to this fall revealed that the inflation rate, which was pegged at 1.72% in 1960, accelerated for the 8th straight month, its highest in 18 years, to 25.8% in August 2023. The Naira, which held a steady exchange rate of about 90 kobo to a dollar in the 70s and 80s, has taken a huge dip to about 1,000 Naira. Also, the price of fuel, which sold as low as 5 kobo in the 70s, now sells for over 600 Naira in different states of the Federation. Nigerians, in a quick survey carried out by iBrandTV, expressed their displeasure on the state of the economy.
There's no balance. There's no fuel. There's no job. There's no food. Where we will go into?
In this nation now, you can see what fuel is causing a part. A lot of things, even self-electricity. Even let's talk about students in school. Their transport to their school now is high.
After Buhari left, Tinubu enter, everything can turn to upside. I don't know that now, right now, be like 70,000 or 60K. To even buy only banana, it did difficult.
Since the increase in the price of petroleum, it has adversely affected businesses, not only transportation business, but virtually every business. And people are not even traveling as they used to be. Yeah. You understand? Because of the increase in fuel price.
All hope is not lost, however, as some others expressed their optimism and made demands from the current administration.
What I want for Nigeria, make it is they normal and before. For my own, no, make it is they normal and before. But people that are suffering.
If they make promise to us, when they get in there, they failed. They fail people a lot.
We are waiting for Tinubu to do something. Quick!
Meanwhile, an economic analyst, Viola Kwaga, identified the factors that led to the economic downturn.
There was a time in Nigeria where our productivity per worker was comparable to global standard. There was a time in Nigeria where the value of the Naira was way stronger than the dollar. There was a time where we had a strong export base that consisted of some manufactured goods, along with agricultural commodities. By and large, we had a very diverse economy. So the problems that would affect a more fragile economy that is dependent on one particular product, would not be as bad as they would have affected us if we just had oil. Fast forward to several years down the line, several mistakes made by successive governments, in addition to the constant interruption of military coups and a civil war. You had a government that was not particularly sure what it wanted to do, with the money that it had began to get from crude oil exports. Moving from having a high amount of exports in terms of cocoa, in terms of groundnuts, in terms of palm oil and what have you, we gradually transited away from that because a lot of the support that the private sector was supposed to get was going mainly to the friends and the cronies of government officials. And looking at all of these issues, we still cannot negate the effects of the international market, the various commodity slumps, the IMF austerity interventions, that were prescribed for Nigeria in the late 80s, structural adjustment program. And these all had effects on the way government was done, which has a cascading effect on the way the market and the economy is run in general.
He advised the federal government on practical ways to tackle the challenges.
For us to ensure that the economy does not repeat the mistakes of the past, the political class must be able to take the tough decisions, the government must be able to take the tough decisions, hold itself accountable, and create an enabling environment for all. Mainly, this government has to ensure that the exchange rate is brought down to a reasonable level. What that level is has to be determined by consensus and by an understanding that a strong naira will mean less imports. A weak naira will mean less exports. A weak naira will mean more exports. So we need to ask ourselves, what do we really want? Do we want more exports, less imports? Do we want more imports, less exports? The naira will have to find a place, must find a place to balance itself out, that is fair to both buyers and sellers. A second thing we need to consider is the manufacturing base. How much credit is being made available for manufacturing firms? How much energy can they access and how cheaply? And how quick, efficient, and fast can they move their goods from the heart of the country to the coast, to the shore, for export? That talks about two things: the road network and the quality of the roads, and the quality of port infrastructure. Another issue that needs to be addressed seriously is security. There can be no economic growth when agricultural producers and even manufacturers are scared of driving along the rural roads and are scared of being kidnapped or scared of bandits attacking them. We're glad that the new CBN governor is an astute person. He has had years of experience, and we really hope that he would not toe the line of the previous CBN governor that really ran roughshod over the interests of the country. We hope that inflation, the exchange rate, and the interest rates will be managed effectively to drive inflation. We hope that inflation, the exchange rate, and the interest rates will be managed effectively to drive inflation down to ensure price stability and full employment. Thank you very much.
As Nigeria celebrates her 63rd independence, all eyes are fixed on the government of the day to tackle the challenges plaguing the economy so that the average Nigerian can truly be assured of a renewed hope. Omobolanle Adeshui for iBrandTV.